And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Cinderella, based on the story of Cinderella. Once upon a time, there lived a young girl named Cinderella. Cinderella had 3 ugly, mean stepsisters named Olive, Nina, and Esme. Olive, Nina, and Esme made Cinderella do all the chores. "Sweep the floors, wash the dishes," said Olive, Nina, and Esme. One day, the king of Onlyville's messenger said, hear ye, the king of Onlyville is going to throw a ball. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Singling. But Cinderella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. Olive said, he's going to marry me. Nina said, no way, Olive. He's going to marry me. Esme said, both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Later, Cinderella is so sad that she cannot go to the ball and marry Prince Singling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and asks Cinderella what is wrong. Why are you crying, Cinderella? She asks. Cinderella responds, I wanted her to go to the ball and marry Prince Singling, but I'm not welcome. The fairy godmother waved her wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, Waterity, one! And then, Cinderella's chores are all done. But the fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, Cinderella, go fetch me a good old pumpkin. Luckily, Cinderella has one pumpkin. The fairy godmother waved her magic wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, Waterity, one! Again, and to turn Cinderella's do-rag and clothes into a gown. I've never seen such a wonderful gown. I get a load of my glass slippers, and then the pumpkin into a carriage drawn by 2 strong horses. The fairy godmother said, have fun, Cinderella, but I will warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken. Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Singling was wondering who he should marry. Olive, Nina, and Esme said all together, he's walking towards me. But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards Cinderella. Cinderella and Prince Singling dance happily together. But later, Cinderella realized it's almost midnight. So she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Singling was so worried that he might never see Cinderella again. So he traveled around Onlyville to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door of the house where her Cinderella and her stepsisters lived. He said, ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try this glass slipper? Olive is first, but her foot is too big. Nina is next, but her foot is too small. Esme is last, but her foot didn't fit either. Suddenly, Prince Singling noticed Cinderella singing. Cinderella said. Prince Singling, is that you? Prince Singling said, of course it's me. Cinderella gets so excited because she's having to have her Prince Singling back. And they lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story before bed enters doors. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to my video. Take care. Bye and good night, everybody. And now, Andrew's Doers. Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 27-erella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a bit of a twist. Once upon a time, there was a young woman named 27-erella. 27-erella had 11 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Yelena, Sophia, Ella, Veronica, Esme, and Naomi. 11 of them made fun of 27-erella and made her do all the chores. 27-er wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all! Said 27-erella's ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters all together. One day, the king of 27ville's messenger arrives and says, Hear ye, hear ye! The king of 27ville is going to throw a ball with lots of food at 9 o'clock and like it's dance time. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Seven Vegetapling. Can I come? Asks 27-erella. But she's not welcome. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are. He's going to marry me, said Tina, the oldest stepsister. No way, Tina, wrong. He's going to marry me, said Winona. Both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me, said Elena. The rest say, all three of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Later, 27-erella is so sad, upset, and distraught about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Sabin Vigin Toppling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and comforts her. There, now 27-erella, I can help with a bit of magic. Nobody will know it's you. And so, she chants the magic words. Allah, 27 pianos, and waves her magic wand. Because of that, 27-erella's chores are all done. But 27-erella's fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, 27-erella, go fetch me a pumpkin and some mice. Luckily, 27-erella has 27 pumpkins and 54 mice. 27-erella's fairy godmother chants the magic words. Allah, 27 pianos! And waves her magic wand again to turn the 27 pumpkins into a handsome coach. The four mice into strong horses, and then 27-erella's were closed into a gown and crown. 27-erella says, I've never seen such a Sabin Vigin Tumble-tastic gown! And get a load of my glass slippers! And climbed into the coach. 27-erella's fairy godmother said, have fun, 27-erella, but I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken and everything will change back to normal. And so, 27-erella accepts the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Seven Vegetapling was wondering who he should marry. The king of 27ville suggests, what about 27-erella? In which Prince Seven Vegetapling says yes. And not a minute too soon, 27-erella arrives in the ball just in time. 27-erella's ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Nina, Sophia, Ella, Veronica, and Naomi say, he's walking towards me all together, but he's not walking towards any of them. Prince 7 Fidget Dumpling is walking towards 27 Arella. He then asks, May I have this dance? Said Prince 7 Fidget Dumpling asks, to which 27 Arella says, I would be delighted. And so, Prince 7 Fidget Dumpling and 27 Arella dance happily together. But later, 27 Arella realizes it's midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince 7 Fidget Dumpling was so worried and sad that he might never see 27 Arella again. The king of 27 Seville comforts him by saying, There, now, son. I think we'll be able to find 27 Arella, he said. And so, they began their journey all around the neighborhood to find 27 Arella and brought the glass slippers she was with them. By the time they arrived, they knocked on the door of the house where 27 Arella and her 11 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 27 Arella, they find her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters, Tina and Naomi. Prince 7 Fidget Dumpling says, Ladies, my father, the king of 27ville, and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try out this glass slipper? Tina is first, but her foot is too big. Winona says, but her foot is too small. Nonsense! It fits! The rest are the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, Prince 7 Fidget Dumpling and the king of 27ville, known as 27 Arella's sweet singing. Prince 7 Fidget Dumpling, is that you? 27 Arella heart exciting. The king of 27 Arella, 27ville, says, My dear daughter-in-law, we found you! Exclaims the king of 27ville, and the glass slipper fits! And so, 27 Arella, Prince 7 Fidget Dumpling, and the king of 27ville lived happily ever after. The end. And Andrew Stewart's, I hope you enjoyed this story. And I've been debating on making them some sequels. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and introduce everything. Buy our merchandise, etc. Take care. Bye. And now, Introduce Everything proudly presents Free Funds of 375 Arella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young old girl named Free Funds of 375 Arella. Free Funds of 375 Arella had 36 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Tasha, Hannah, Rena, Ellie, Amy, Tilly, Haley, Ophelia, Uniqua, Sasha, Alana, Nelia, Dahlia, Tara, Herda, Ruby, Emery, Lisa, Hilda, Ursula, Nadina, Daisy, Raina, Eleanor, Dottie, Sophia, Estrella, Veronica, Esme, Naomi, Terry, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella. All 36 of them made fun of Free Funds of 375 Arella and made her do all the chores. Free Funds of 375 wench, sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all! Set the 36 stepsisters all together. One day, the king of Free Funds of 375 Aham's messenger arrives and says, Hear ye, hear ye! The king of Free Funds of 375 Aham, his majesty, is going to throw a ball with lots of food, and after dinner at 10 o'clock, whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son. Prince Trimilla Queen Septuaginta Tricentupling. Can I come? Asks Free Funds of 375 Arella. But she's not well invited. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are. He's going to marry me, said Tasha. No way, Tasha, you're wrong. He's going to marry me, said Hannah. Both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me, said Rena. The rest say, all three of you are wrong. He's going to marry. They even tear 3,375 best party dress. Later, at 8 o'clock at night, 3,375 is distraught, upset, and sad, doing chores about not going to the ball. Suddenly, 3,375 fairy godmother asks a rising commenter, There now, 3,375 I can help with a bit of magic. Nobody will know it's you, she said. And so, she waves her magic wand to do all the chores for 3,375 She said, but she's not done yet. She says, 3,375 go fetch me a pumpkin and some mice. Luckily, 3,375 has 3,375 pumpkins and 6,750 mice. 3,375 fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 3,375 pumpkins into a handsome coach, 6,750 mice into horses, and then 3,375 rags into a gown and crown. 3,375 says, I've never seen such a Tribella Queen Septuagental Tastic gown. Get a load of my glass slippers, fairy godmother. How can I ever thank you enough? And climbs into the coach. 3,375 says, fairy godmother says, well, you can't. But have fun, 3,375 but I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to normal. And gives her a clock to tell her what time it is. And so, it's 9 o'clock now. And so, 3,375 accepts the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, the king of Trimilla, Quin's Setua, Jinta Trace and Tumlingham says, good evening, everyone. My son, Prince Trimilla, Quin Setua, Jintopling, was wondering who to marry. Isn't that right, son? In which Prince Trimilla, Quin Setua, Jinta Tri-Centuning responds, yes, father. At 10 o'clock, 3,375 arrives at the ball for the food first, just in time. 3,375 then sees Prince Trimilla, Quin Setua, Jin Centopling. 3,375 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters say, he's walking towards me altogether. But Prince Trimilla Quin said to Jinta Trace and Tumbling is not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards 3,375 After dinner, Prince Trimilla Quin Sentua Jinta Trace and Tumbling asks, may I have this dance? And so 3,375 responds, I would be delighted. 3,375 and Prince Trimilla Quincentua Trace and Toppling dance happily together. But later, as 3,375 checks her clock, it's almost midnight! And so she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. The next day, Prince Trimilla Quincentuple Setua Ginger Try and Centupling was really worried that he might never see 3,375 again. The king of 3,375 ham, a.k.a. Trimilla Quincentuple Ham, comforted by saying, There now, son. I think we'll be able to find my dear daughter-in-law 3,375 Rala. And so, the king of Trimilla Quincentrodrintra Trace and Tullingham, aka 3,775 Ham, and Prince Trimilla Quincentrodrin Trace and Tupling travel all around the neighborhood to find 3,375 Arala and brought the glass slipper with them. By the time they arrived, they knocked on the door of the house where 3,375 Arala and her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 3,375 Arala, they find her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters, Tasha to Ella. Prince Trimilla Quincetua Ginta Trace and Tupling then says, "Ladies, my father, the king of Trimilla Quincetua Ginta, Trace and Tupling and I have a favor to ask. Can Annie try on this glass slippers?" Tasha is first, but her feet are too big. Hannah is next, but her feet are too small. "Nonsense! It fits!" she said. The rest are the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, the king of Trimilla Quincetuaginta, Trace and Tumlingham, and Prince Trimilla Quincetuagin Trace and Tumling noticed 3,375 Rolas sweet singing. "Prince Trimilla Quinn, Centaur, Jordan, and Your Majesty, is that you guys?" she hollered excitedly. The king of Trimilla, Quinn, Centaur, Tumblingham says, "My dear daughter-in-law, we found you. Will you marry my son?" And so the glass slipper fits. And 3,375 Arala, the king of and the prince of Tanzania live happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrews Doers. And I've been debating on making some sequels. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Does Everything, and buy our merchandise at AndrewDoesEverything.com. And if you want to see maybe someday 3,375 Arala 2, 3,375 wishes come true, something like that, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And take care. Bye.